You want to wear.
You want to optimize the material that the engineers use.
Have
to
you
make
ever
sure
if you have a very beautiful thing, you want to maintain the beautiful thing. You can wear it once or twice, but don't take the Aston Martin out just to go to Bangsa for like 5 minutes. You know what I mean?
No, I want to take the Aston Martin out to Bangsa for 5 minutes. Bangsa is the best place to bring, bro.
No, it's the worst. Where are you gonna park? Parking is crazy. Number one.
No, you don't have to park. You just drive.
They will scratch the car.
Why would you want to park a car that is so beautiful? You just drive it.
Because we're going there for a purpose.
Yeah, the purpose to show the car, bro.
No, why would I go to Bangsa without a purpose?
Show the car, just to show the car.
Just to show the car, I'm going to go to Bangsa.
Pump, pimp, and then all the girls like, hey, what's up, ladies?
This is the problem with elitist society, as we can see.
And then you will be wearing your watch.
Flaunt your rich card.
And then you will be wearing your watch while driving that car. Oh, that's GG, bro. That is GG, man. You have Tag Heuer, bro.
I know I have it, but I don't like to wear it consistently. You know what I mean?
I mean, you should, you have to oil up the machine once in a while, like how in a pipe you have to declog it once in a while.
Of course, yes, that is called making declogging the pipe.
Yeah. I mean,
so there's no stuff stuck inside it,
so
the water can flow freely.
Yes. A mechanical watch, bro. So it's like you have to.
Why don't we just admit the fact that you are obsessed with watches?
Yeah, I don't deny that fact, bro.
Therefore,
I'm just saying that as well.
I like watches. I'm just not gonna wear it every day.
I mean, you know what doesn't come out every day?
What doesn't come out every day?
El Clasico doesn't come out every day.
Exactly. So that's why we should probably get to now. Hey guys, welcome to the show. Welcome to Just Talk TV Football. And today we're bringing you our current episode, and we're gonna talk about a few major topics today. We're starting with the derby weekend that has passed. We're going to focus on 3 derbies that are not in the Premier League, actually.
Yeah.
Although we usually love talking about Premier League, but there were 3 major derbies that happened this weekend that we should highlight. And starting off with the El Clasico that happened between Barcelona and Real Madrid. It ended 3-1 to Real Madrid. What are your final thoughts about that game, overall?
I mean, on the bounce, it was a wonder goal from Modric. But I think the biggest point is, 2 biggest points is, did not show up again. So that's like the 6th game, did not make a goal or assist. The second point is the wonder kid,
Ansu Fati.
He scored. He's the youngest guy in the El Clasico to score, I think.
Yeah, he's 17, right?
Yeah, 17 this year.
It's insane. The guy is so young. I was talking to it about with our special guest Hanif the other day. Dude, yeah, you weren't here because you were not feeling well, right?
Yeah, I was not feeling the best of times. But don't worry, it's nothing serious.
Yeah.
Just a fucked up back.
Yeah, man. Seriously, it's great to have you back, bro. Need my regular here and do this shit.
Thanks, man. Thanks to Hanif for keeping the seat warm for me. I wanna maybe have you back here, maybe the 3 of us,
Yeah. We do another big interview like how we did on the weekend. So El Clasico, it happened. The Ansu Fati thing was a big thing, big talking point. What do you think about Ansu Fati's future moving forward? Because I did say that he's been the focal point of their attack a lot, on the delivering end of the goals. I mean, not overall play, but let's talk about executing goals. Ansu Fati has been very instrumental to this team.
I mean, honestly, him already scoring the youngest scorer to score in that game already shows how much of a impact he brought to the game, and I think in the future as well. It looks like Barcelona is trying to make a plan almost revolving around him, maybe the after Messi effect. I think he is the future of Barcelona, if you ask me lah. I think in terms of attacking, he's pretty deep right now. He's not like a traditional forward target man, but I think he can make it. He has all the skills to be that kind of guy. But right now, he's more on the deep side, more intelligent play. I think he can be complemented with Messi, learning from Messi right now. So if you ask me, he is going to be the future. But I do see him being a target man in the future.
I mean, he can learn behind Messi, but I'm quite shocked that Messi didn't turn up in this game, because there were all indications that Messi was due for a big performance. Usually in certain El Clasicos that we've seen in the past, maybe not in recent times, but he has made this game a staple for his biggest performances before this in the history of
and he was like, it's not like as though he wasn't on form. He was already on form before this, scoring in the Champions League, in the La Liga, quite a few goals. So coming into this match, it's not like as though he was having a dry streak. He was actually coming in on a hot streak, but ended up not turning up.
So now with Barcelona's situation now, this has just happened yesterday, I think. The president of Barcelona, Josep Bartomeu, has resigned along with his executive board from Barcelona.
The whole executive board. So it's going to be like a full new election and all that.
Yeah, the election is going to bring in a whole new board. And also, what does that mean for Barcelona? What does it mean for Ronald Koeman? Because there was a bit of optimism going into the game, and then after the game, it seems like things have like sort of fallen apart. They did beat Juventus in the Champions League yesterday, so that's a side thing.
Yeah, that's
but it's interesting thing because I feel like they still have a vision going forward. It's whether or not the next board shares this vision. And I think is it something that Barcelona? Would you think that Barcelona is the kind of team that is going to go forward with Ronald Koeman?
Okay, currently right now, even before the resignation of that manager, the president, I think honestly, Ronald Koeman has always been temporary solution. So short answer, no. I do think that they might go for someone else, maybe Pochettino or something of that, someone like him. But I don't think Ronald Koeman is there for the long term.
They're going to be in a foot race with Manchester United, if that's the case.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in the other segment we're doing today. But let's go on the Real Madrid side of things. And everything was looking doom and gloom. It was looking Zidane was going to walk away. And everyone in the whole Clasico situation was looking like do or die for Real Madrid, really. And I did say the biggest advantage Real Madrid has is to hit this team where it hurts. So on the counter, when they took that first goal straight away, the Valverde goal, beautifully set up.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. That was the best in terms of skills and all that.
Skills, through ball, everything. The flow was good, I thought.
Yeah.
And this Real Madrid team, everyone said it has a lot of problem with scoring goals. But there was also the Valverde goal was one thing. They showed their defensive frailty a bit with the Fati goal. But then after that, when you're talking about the Sergio Ramos penalty changed everything. And everyone is saying that it was daylight robbery. They're saying the penalty was not a penalty, and they're saying that
apparently the referee is like a legit Real Madrid fan or something.
They're saying that he's never coached an El Clasico, refereed an El Clasico game.
I mean, that's true, but then the people are digging through his background. It's like apparently he was a fan. He set a fan club and all that. But I think that's just a small man, maybe. But it's. Do you think it was a penalty?
Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't it be a penalty?
I mean, for me, if you ask me, there was minimum requirement for it to be a penalty, so it's a yes for me. Enough contact. That's enough contact. I understand why some people say it's not, but to argue that it's enough minimum contact lah. So in the end, it's a penalty for me, and I think that just broke Barcelona. They lost that game psychologically, I think, if you ask me.
Yeah. I think that definitely was the moment of adversity that Barcelona faced from Real Madrid. Real Madrid have been dealing with adversity all season long, and they just went through the Shakhtar situation. They come into this Clasico game, an important game for Real Madrid to win, and they went out and they executed the job. It wasn't like a beautiful performance, but it was.
Yeah, but it's still, coming in from that Shakhtar game was not even a full Shakhtar squad. It's like a lot of people was not playing, right? It was like
due to COVID,
Yeah, it was like a fringe Shakhtar team. That would actually destroy psychology for any team, but I think Barcelona had it much worse, and Real Madrid just took advantage of it.
And I say this every time we talk about Real Madrid, but it just proves to me how important Sergio Ramos and Karim Benzema are, because those two guys are the backbone of Real Madrid.
And also Modric, if you want to add it as well.
Yeah, these three guys. Modric just came on and changed the game. Like his goal was like fantastic.
They still have it.
I can't believe that Modric is still able to play this way at this age. because he's playing the midfield role. Like if he was a striker or a defender, I would more like.
And he's a bit on the shorter side.
Sure, his body stature is not the most ideal for his position, but he's so effective at what he does, and the way he scored that goal, I was like, Luka Modric is a dynamo like in midfield.
I think mentally Barcelona is stronger than is weaker than Real Madrid. Yeah,
you think
mentally,
so? I think also like coming from last season, Real Madrid winning the league and all, it sort of helped them.
Yeah, winning the league without Ronaldo is their first league title without Ronaldo, where Benzema was like owning everyone, scoring goals.
Exactly. So I mean, in the end, I think the El Clasico was a good game. It was a very exciting game in the first 19 minutes. It was back-to-back, end-to-end stuff. And then it got a bit like stuck a bit. And then towards the end, when we saw the substitutions and the penalty and everything livened up a bit, it definitely showed the quality of both teams and what they have to offer. But you're right, I think the mental factor is still there for this Barcelona team. I don't know what Messi is going to do next. It's very difficult to tell.
I mean,
what he'll do.
It's honestly, I also don't know what's gonna happen with Messi. But with the resignation with the president, a new board is gonna be elected. I think Messi somehow is gonna step foot in the management somehow. There's no doubts he's gonna be planning something. So where do you think Barcelona goes from here?
I think they got to stick with their youth players and Ronald Koeman's, I wouldn't say vision, but if you didn't notice in this Clasico, Barcelona had two 17-year-olds, Pedri and Ansu Fati. Both players are so young, and the rest of the team has to grow together. And eventually, it needs to be a changing of the guard in the same manner Messi took over from Ronaldinho. So then it has to be the next person up. Who that might be, we don't know yet. There's a lot of question marks. Right now, it's looking like Ansu Fati is the hottest thing.
Yeah, all eyes on him right now.
Coutinho's also been playing well up to this point. I mean, you know,
after returning from Bayern Munich.
Exactly. So Barcelona have a bright future ahead of them. Definitely. So that was the El Clasico. I thought the man of the match in that game, if you ask me, was Sergio Ramos. Just because his presence and leadership.
Yeah, I think so as well.
I think you can make a case for Modric as well. I think it's possible. But yeah, that was for me the man of the match. Who was your man of the match?
Ramos as well. I agree with you, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, mentally he's there lah. Mentally, also him scoring
tenacity.
as well.
I think his tenacity and his leadership is
his
so valuable.
presence is enough to make the attacking Barca players just scared a bit. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. They're definitely scared. So yeah, moving on to the next derby that we're going to talk about now was the Rhein derby. And the Rhein derby, if you guys don't know, is the very famous derby in Germany between Borussia Dortmund and Schalke. Now, Schalke is the team that is in blue, German team in the Veltins Arena. Very famous team that has hosted a whole group of talents over history. Right, and then you've got, of course, you know Borussia Dortmund. Who doesn't know Borussia Dortmund? They're one of the biggest teams in the world. Germany's number 2 team behind Bayern Munich, and where a host of stars have come from. This derby is actually very traditionally intense. Both teams don't like each other generally, so whenever this derby happens, it's usually an exciting affair. But this time around, I thought this one. Yeah, Schalke's not been doing well, and it showed. They just couldn't handle Dortmund.
Yeah, I mean, Schalke was not doing well since last season coming in. So David Wagner got sacked from last season. I think psychologically, Schalke is down on your luck right now compared to Dortmund. So let's take a look at the stats of the match. So what we have, you think?
Yeah. So basically, Dortmund started. You know, our favorites in the game. Erling Haaland started up front, and they had Rhein. They had a few other players.
Yeah, Rhein is really like molding himself to the first team.
He is, and I think he's definitely one of the better players.
And he's very young. He's very, very young.
Yeah, Haaland are gonna grow up well together. I feel.
Yeah. I think Rhein is the answer to losing Pulisic a few years ago. if you ask me.
Right. He does look like that right now.
Yeah.
I would say that he's definitely one of those guys.
I know people say that he's more of a central guy, but he has been playing wide right now, so I think safe to say
he's been playing very inverted, and I think that's really helped by Dortmund because his style is so he's definitely a support wing.
He's explosive. He's
very explosive. Giovanni Rhein is definitely one of the biggest names to come out of US soccer.
And he's pretty fast as well.
And he's fast. Yeah. And then in terms of statistics wise, let's talk about statistics, because let's just say nothing went right for Schalke.
I mean, just look at the possession. Okay, possession, Borussia Dortmund has 75, while Schalke has 25%.
That's complete and utter domination.
0 shots on target for Schalke.
Schalke 0 shots. That's crazy.
Dortmund 7. So I mean, that is just crazy stats right there. Yeah, I'm surprised that it's only 3-0.
I'm surprised as well that it's only 3-0.
Not only that, let's look at the passes.
Right.
Okay, the disparity between the passes is more than double, maybe even triple. Okay, the passes that Schalke completed is 271, while Dortmund completed
810 passes.
That's more than double.
That is like insanity. Like it's complete domination. That's what it is. Absolute domination, and they had no way of dealing with it. Okay, you can forgive the possession stat, because if I were Schalke, I would do the same thing. I would sit and I would look for a way to counter Dortmund, right? You wouldn't think that you can't go pound for pound. You don't have the kind of players to compete. If you look at the starting lineups, I feel like they were hugely outmatched in every department, really.
Schalke was playing in a 3-5-2 position. So they have 5 midfielders, and this position is still pretty
But you
bad.
see what they wanted to do. They wanted to keep the ball away from the back, like avoiding Dortmund creating chances in their quarter. But if you looked at the game, they failed at doing that.
Yeah, because they failed pretty bad.
They thought they could bully Haaland. Haaland went in physically.
I'm surprised Haaland did not get a card. He was pretty physical.
Yeah, he was.
There was one time I think he knocked down Sané or something. I was expecting a cut to come out, but like I don't know.
But you gotta be you cannot foul. You cannot be that way. Like Erling Haaland is showing to play physically in the box as a striker, and you gotta do that when you're dealing with such a team that is looking to kind of like defend against you throughout the game like this. And you got to be able to be strong enough to make sure the ball doesn't end up in the opposition's hands, so they can hit you on the break. So definitely the striker here has done his job, and I think Erling Haaland has done a lot of good work. And don't forget, there was also Jadon Sancho in this game.
Yes.
Julian Brandt as well.
Julian Brandt behind Haaland.
That four: Sancho, Brandt, Rhein, Haaland. That's crazy. That's a really talented.
That's crazy.
Offensive lineup.
Let's take a look at the 2 other goal scorers from Haaland. There's Akanji as well as Matt Hummels. Both are defenders, central defenders.
Set pieces.
Yeah, set pieces. I mean, okay, like you said, you want to get Schalke had a tactic where they don't want Dortmund to
play around
their box. But then again, they countered them with set pieces. It's failed there. Set pieces is their weakness there. I mean, man, Hummels and Akanji doesn't score that much, so I mean, it shows lah.
If we're talking about just league position here, Schalke's in trouble. they're second from last, basically.
I mean, they did not recover at all from last season.
In the Bundesliga right now, Schalke are the second last team.
Yeah.
Means they are probably heading towards relegation. But it's only been 5 games, so maybe they can turn it around.
I mean, they have not won in the last 5 games. They drew 1 and lost 4.
This is crazy because Schalke is such a traditionally good team. Like, we always see them in Champions League.
They were top 10, Champions Leagues for a while.
Yeah.
With Raul. I remember when Raul came in.
Exactly, yeah.
They were owning.
Raul, Klaas-Jan Huntelaar.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good players that have played in this team. It's kind of shocking that the dive has gone like this. They lost David Wagner last year.
Yeah.
And Schalke is just struggling.
They had a good run with Wagner, but then they went on a bad run as well.
That's what.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. I think the collapse has been so steep. It's been like you're this high and now you're just going nosedive straight into crap. Like it's looking like there's no way back for them at the moment unless they put up some results back to back together. And I just don't know where the threat is going to come from. They don't seem to have the squad that can get them out of this situation they're in.
I mean, currently right now, same for me. I don't know how they're going to get out. But then again, they're only 2 points away from safety. So
yeah,
it might be too early, might be too late. I don't know. So anything could happen.
Right. And as for Dortmund, we all know what it is. Dortmund's a strong team. They've always been a strong team.
Definitely chasing top 2.
They're definitely chasing top 2.
They are gonna do all they can for that first spot.
It's
break that Bayern
it's been
Munich
only by the grace of Leipzig doing so well that them and Bayern haven't taken the top spot yet. But it's only, like I said, 5 games in.
Yeah, 5 games in. But 2 horse race, maybe 3 for me. Schalke, I think, is gonna have a very bad time. I mean, with the stats itself, I think I'm very surprised they only lost 3-0. Could have been much worse. Should have been much worse. So, well, on to the next game.
Yeah. So, just to finish up this one, who is your man of the match for this game?
To me, it has to be Rhein.
Rhein?
Yeah, Rhein. Even though he did not score a goal, but I mean,
he was very involved.
For a young guy, he was pretty involved. You show his explosiveness. I think it's pretty safe to say that he kept Torgan Hazard out of the game. I think Torgan Hazard is supposed to be starting a match like this. I think, of course, he got subbed.
But yeah, Reyna's now the preferred number 1 to this team. No doubt in my mind he's a starter now. Because it just Torgan not that Torgan's a bad player, it's just that he cannot break into this team. So Giovanni Reyna is definitely the guy. I'm gonna go a bit different direction. I'm gonna say Erling Haaland. I think him being a constant threat up front, he's the man of the match for sure, because of his physicality. He's in the box, he's causing problems, he's putting these guys on their toes. They're so focused on not letting the ball fall to his feet, and then they get hit by 2 set pieces, which is completely unexpected from them. So I think Erling Haaland has done the business. I think he gets the man of the match award for this one. And if you're a man of the match in the derby, you're pretty much a man of the match all the time. So that's definitely. True. So moving on to the next derby, and the final one for the derby weekend roundup was a very exciting game that I didn't expect. AC Milan against AS Roma.
Yeah, 2 giant teams in Italy. So the score is 3-3. So that's 2 stats. But there's a lot of talking points in this game.
I just want to say, straight off the bat, it's interesting how AC Milan have done this year, actually. If you think about what's their overall outlook going into this year, I didn't think they were going to do as well as they did.
Yeah, that's true.
And you can easily see from the beginning, this game was a very good game of football.
It's very tight. It's very tight. It's very, very tight. So, as a football fan, as a neutral fan, this is the kind of game you want to see. The only bad thing is that no team won. It's still an entertaining game for a neutral. So, okay, it is a draw, 3-3. And talking point here is obviously Zlatan Ibrahimovic scoring 2 goals at 39.
You are wrong, Dazlan.
Yes.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic scored 2 goals.
Yeah, 2 goals.
And assisted 1 goal for the other team.
Oh, and assisted 1 goal at the age of 39.
Is there nothing this man cannot do?
Yes.
Literally can do everything.
Yep.
He scores for his own team. He assists the other team. It's like he's the ageless wonder or something. But all jokes aside, I thought what was telling about Zlatan's goals, and I thought what was telling about AC Milan, is how great that kid Rafael Leao played.
Oh yeah, he got an assist there.
He got 2 assists.
Yeah, I mean, he assisted to. I'm not gonna even bother saying the guy's name.
I can't pronounce his name.
Salimakers.
Salimankers,
yeah. Salimankers.
To our producer, good luck, La. I don't know how you're gonna find that name. But but I thought how he played was very vital to how they scored those 2 goals, and his ability to kind of take the ball, dribble, beat the defender, pick out pass, and pick out a cross, and when he does these things, he opens up a lot of avenues. So it's so interesting for me to see how much AC Milan is benefiting from a player like this.
Yeah. I mean, a quick fact just to say that the Milan goalkeeper was injured in this match, Donnarumma. Yeah. So, sorry.
Okay.
So he's injured. So, I mean, he's on the bench, but yeah.
I would say that
Still
right
not
now
match fit.
this is who the manager is going with until fitness is resumed. Donnarumma is still young, so he'll get a lot of chances.
He's very young.
Yeah, I would like just to say that we talk so much about AC Milan, but I thought AS Roma gave a good account of themselves.
I mean, their captain, who is Edin Dzeko, man, he's still playing, and as the captain of Roma, he scored the first goal, and wow.
Why is the Syria the forgotten home of lost strikers past?
Not only that, I mean, strikers are like owning at the old age. Not only that, if you're old and you can't make it in the Serie A, then I don't know what to say.
But the thing about it is, it's so incredible. You got Dzeko on this side, and he was so lively throughout this game. I thought he was a wild spark. He pushed and he worked inside the box to get the ball in, and he was so involved, and it really told that he was such a danger man for this Roma team.
I mean, yeah, that's true. But I think we have to talk about Mkhitaryan as well. He really did supported the forwards and the other people coming up. He really did cause danger for AC Milan. I mean,
he's kind of recovering from his disaster in England.
Yeah. Seriously, he's showing back some skill that he had in Dortmund.
That's a good thing about playing for a team like AS Roma, is that you're playing for a team with a good club culture. A lot of good teams. By the way, Roma, and you've got
Roma.
Then
Forza.
If you know what I mean, like the fan base is so insane in Rome, and how they interact with their club is full of love. You think Francesco Totti never wanted to move from Roma, and then now
he had the chance to move.
He had lots of chances to move.
Real Madrid, everything.
Yeah, and he stayed with AS Roma because the club shows him love, and
and he only won one Serie A.
But that one is the most precious one.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like he still won one. So
I think it's such a great story, right? That they can do this. Recently, they've not been able to match the form they've had of recent times, but they've been a decent enough team, I think. Like, not like the worst team in the world, not the best team in the world, But of course, if you're contrasting that with Milan has been absolute crap for the last how many years?
I mean, let's just say this decade.
This decade, they've been AC Milan have been crap. AC Milan fan base is pretty much the Milan fan base, You know what I think about Milan in general. Yeah. It's like, but they seem to have turned the corner now.
They're on top of the table. 4 wins and 1 draw. That draw could have been a win, but bad luck. But good. I mean, it's a very good match.
Yeah, it was a good match, and I thought it definitely gave the good old feeling of the Milan and Rome derby, because that's a big Italian feeling, right?
I mean, as a neutral, that game has everything for you: counter-attacking, play up, build up, everything. It's pretty good.
Penalty.
Penalty and an assist from Zlatan.
There we go.
A 39-year-old.
By the way, if you want to know about this assist from Zlatan, it was a corner. It crossed through, Zlatan miskicked the ball, and it landed to the attacker on the other end to score the goal.
Yeah.
For Roma.
So it was pretty late in the game as well, like the 84th minute.
Yeah, the player here being Kumbala from Roma. So that was how they managed to tie the game, and that was how Milan and Rome derby went. Do you think there's still an excitement factor when we talk about Italian derbies?
I think yes, especially when there's Milan and Juventus.
Right.
Both Milans.
Both Milans and Juventus.
Both Milans. And now Napoli coming up. But then again, Atlanta. Atlanta is not really what is it called? Derby, but Atlanta could be a giant killer, if you ask me.
They have that potential.
Yeah, I mean, Serie A in general is a very good league lah.
But I feel like people sometimes miss out on this kind of derby, like AC Milan against AS Roma. It's a huge derby to a lot of football fans. It's just shocking that we don't talk about it a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, not a lot of people are going to be talking about this derby. They'll be probably talking about the Clasico, obviously.
Yeah.
And then they'll be talking about the Rhein derby.
They don't even talk about the Inter Milan and AC Milan derby.
Yeah, that's
despite them sharing the same stadium.
Yeah. I mean, there are, of course, calm down. There are Serie A podcasts
yes,
that are dedicated to this stuff.
I mean, specifically in Malaysia itself, not much is
in Malaysia. Do we really talk about Serie A derbies?
Not really, but I mean that's going to be changing with us.
Exactly.
Obviously.
I do like the Serie A. It looks like an exciting league. I think it's going to be an interesting league to like watch from the side. So yeah. So that's our derby roundup, guys. So definitely, please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And we'll be talking about more segments in the future, and more segments coming up in a bit. So don't forget, again, subscribe and smash that like button.
Like button.
You say it, Dazlan,
Yeah,
please.
smash that like button.
There we go.
Do the right thing.
We all learn one day.
Just stop.